Come straight in, Nick.
Hey?
Come straight in.
Oh, you can tell it's live, can't you?
Yeah,
You can tell it's live.
Well done,
Welcome,
Alan.
girls and boys, ladies and gents, to the Tilton Talk Show, Monday night, 6:30 through till 8 o'clock. And we're just going to have a little bit of fun tonight, I think. I think we're going to have a little bit of fun. Introducing you to the team today, we have the one and only Craig Courtney.
Good evening, all. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday it is as well, mate. Good gracious me. All the way from the United States of America. Thanks ever so much for coming back with us, Mark. Mark Meredith.
Woo, 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 woo.
Evening all.
Yeah.
Very happy Monday from all of us, I think.
Yeah.
And a very, very, very noisy Alan Watton.
Good evening, everybody. Just getting the lighting set up here.
Oh, good. Yeah. You switch that television off because that porn movie don't often make a noise.
What time the makeup coming in, Alan?
Don't know. I was trying to work out what channel Darville against Falkirk was.
Oh, right, yeah. I bet that's going to be.
I can't find it. That's never mind.
Fantastic.
Never
I'm
mind.
glad.
And all the way from Coventry, Mark, Mr. Rome Adam.
Hello, everybody. Are you all okay? All our listeners are okay?
Yeah, we got no Claire tonight.
No, Claire tonight. She's got a prior engagement.
Okay, no problem. The one and only legend that is Mr. Chris Browne.
Good evening.
And of course, for myself, good evening, and I hope you're all well. Now, blimey, crikey. Where do I start? Coming up Friday night was like, that is everything I want my football team to be. Played with pride, played with passion, one-touch passing, played in formation, played together, and played for the fans. That Birmingham City was a superb performance, and I'm absolutely got goosebumps. There we go.
Yeah, was fantastic. And
Can I just? I mean, I don't know exactly what went on fan-wise. There might have been whatever, but what appeared through the TV was fine. You know, everybody it was talked about. It was forgotten about, and certainly on live TV, it came through as okay, you know, and for that, I'm thankful to the fans for not doing anything stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, Mark, were you at the front?
Yeah. Which way?
Okay.
Sorry, which Mark, Nick?
You. Mark obviously wasn't at the front, was he? I mean, he's in Dallas.
No.
You know what I mean?
He didn't nip back from America, did he?
I don't think he's got legs that long, mate. Mark, did you walk down with the protesters?
No, I didn't. To be honest, Nick. By the time I get there, it's like I just about make it 10 minutes till kickoff. So no, I didn't. I saw when I walked past the car park, I saw the shutters and down and people sort of milling about, but I didn't see much at all, to be honest. So yeah, I think, dare I say, it was a bit of a damp squib, all the threats beforehand.
I think the protest. I think the march went okay.
Yeah, it's just it's just all the dare I say nonsense, but the stuff about it'll definitely be abandoned. Don't go to the game because it's not going to last 90 minutes. But no, that was put to bed, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
And rightfully so, because nobody has got the right, and it is against the law. It's actually a criminal offence to go onto the field and play for football. It's a criminal offence. Just take that in. Now, you, Mark, are over there in the United States of America. You've just been down to Florida. I've been there four times, something like that. And if I've got a criminal record, your people over there ain't going to let me in, mate. They're not going to let me in. End of. That's it. So your international travel is curtailed. Yeah, you've then got your criminal record on your papers for the rest of your life. It isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. If a peaceful protest is a peaceful protest, it is a fundamental right to be able to protest in this country. It's a fundamental part of our fabric, part of our makeup, part of our history, right? Albeit, I think it has been kind of your right to protest, I think, has been somewhat limited over the last 20 years. And I can understand that because of the council tax riots, the miners' strike riots, and this, that, and all that. And you know, when you bring the word riot into it, and there was trouble up in Liverpool this week again, reference to migrants. Well, like, it's just not worth it, mate. I promise you, it's not. No. No. What's the penalties in the States, Mark, for running onto a football field? Even though you got your guys over there don't do it, because I've seen some of the YouTube videos of English and American football supporters chant something in another. You can't say that.
I'm sure it's probably the same. I think, you know, like you say, it's a criminal offence everywhere, and there is those rules as well now that obviously it's difficult if you have got a criminal record to get almost anything. Obviously, me as a coach over here, I think we have to do at least 4 or 5 background checks every year with different organizations, obviously, because we're working with kids on a daily basis. So, you know, not just with the schools, but with different leagues and all that sort of stuff. So any of those background checks, and like I say, it's not just one, it's 4 or 5 every year that we have to do, and we need to have them cleared before we do anything else, which I think is a great thing. But yeah, anything that's any sort of criminal record like that, and that gets flagged up, and you lose your job, and then where'd you go from there, you know?
You don't want to go to one of them prisons either in America, do you? Really?
If you're a foreigner working with a work permit, that would disappear, wouldn't it? And you'd be out the door, you'd be gone.
Oh yeah, they'll deport you straight away if you're on some green card or visa and you get a criminal that's the first thing they'll do is they'll look to deport you, and then if there's any reason why they can't, then obviously they would then obviously look into what they can do on their criminal side to, you know, put you in either into jail or whatever else. But yeah, the first thing they're going to look at is get rid of you and take your visas off you and send you home. You know, send you.
Yeah. So there you go. There you have it.
Yeah. I will say,
let's
Nick,
talk about that. Go on, okay.
I'll just add to this as well that you know, yes, peaceful protests and march from the ground upwards. A little bit ironic in places when people were covering their faces but shouting for faceless owners. It's a little bit, you know, there's a little bit of irony there, and then afterwards, credit where credit's due to West Midlands Police, because we did have a bunch of muppets outside the ground afterwards that were intent on causing a little bit of aggro. But believe me, West Mid stood for nothing, and they were firmly put in their place, and it was very well controlled. All credit to everybody that was working by West Mids Police on Friday evening.
That's also credit to the 2 guys that come into the show on a regular basis. Well, we ought to have them in again soon. From West Midlands Police, and had frank and open discussions about policing of football, and it was very informative. We held back on no questions whatsoever. Right, they were straight out when they had straight answers. And every single answer they come out with, I've found since to be perfectly logical and perfectly true, which is what all we want. Just tell us the truth. You know, all we want. Now let's go to better things then. So Friday night, here we go. Oh, like I'm dreading it. I'm dreading the 6th defeat on the trot. Well,
we'd won the week before, so we couldn't do that.
Yeah, who did we beat the week before then?
Swansea.
Oh, I can't help it. It's just me.
You're allowed 3 of them, Nick, and then you get a red card.
Terrible.
3. That's all you get.
11 minutes in, there's your first edit.
Yeah. Edit. I remember that. Hang on. Yeah.
You must remember, Nick, because Kenny Burns scored.
A what? Kenny Burns, I know. Yes, assisted by Bob Latchford. Yeah, brilliant.
This is what makes this program so popular.
What,
really?
My numptiness.
Yeah.
Or is it? Is this what makes people turn off? You mean?
Right. Alan,
Start
I'm just going to post yours on Facebook, reference to one of the comments I made to my brother. And it was a comment about Turkey and Syria, and all it said was, put your weapons down and help each other in this awful time of need. You know, there's football stadiums full of people dead out there, and they haven't even started to uncover most of them yet. I promise you. put your weapons down, get with each other, and help each other out.
Oh, you can get a sound effect.
I meant to that, brother.
You can get a sound effect.
Okay, back to the match.
You made no,
yeah.
Sorry,
let's talk about football.
Sorry,
Why did they play so good on Friday?
To the good Lord, God.
Bill says, why did they play so good on Friday? But it's the same players who lost 5 in a row. How can we? What is the answer there?
Players, were they?
Do you know? I don't think you can.
Most of them are the same players.
Put your finger on why it was so different. Apart from, it goes back to confidence. That week
confidence, before, a local derby.
Yeah, coming from behind the way they did the week before, going into that game, and from the very, very first kick, you knew what was going because we were on it. We were on it, Craig. Honestly,
we dominated.
A great high press. We never gave Albion any time on the ball. There was a certain individual who is on loan from Leicester. I'm not going to mention his name because he's linked to B6, but he was made to look very silly. And in fact, the whole of the team, it was that they were a team. It was fantastic to see, not just during the game, but afterwards. The amount of people that stayed in the stadium after that final whistle to see the players come down, the food for thought music being played, everybody joining in and celebrating. We have severely missed it. We need that to continue, but credit to every single one of them on the field. And for me, special credit goes out to the man that I think run his backside off like mad. And people will say he didn't do much, he didn't score a goal or anything else. But Djukovic on Friday
absolutely
was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
He's on fire.
As soon as you started that sentence, I knew exactly what you was going to say. Goosebump alert.
He was playing like he was 25, 26 again. I mean, hand on heart, a lot of us thought he was finished last season. He can't run, his legs have gone. But he has just shut everybody up, hasn't he?
Yeah. And I love this pounding of the chest when you scored a goal as well. It's like, that's what I want. I want to come on.
Yeah. Huh? It was like the old days. I mean, everybody was coming out singing Key Right On, or, like Sir Craig said, it was like pre-World Cup. It's food for thought was blaring out. It was fantastic. It was like going back 20 years.
Well, that food for thought, they played that at the end of the Arsenal game, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Man, superb. Alan, you put your hand up. Did you want to come in?
No, I was agreeing with the comment that we thought Dookie was finished, and I was one of them, definitely.
Yeah. I think 99% of people, if they're honest, probably thought the same. I thought we thought he was finished, but he's proving everybody wrong. I'd give him another year.
Yeah, definitely. And
I don't want him to finish just yet.
You can't single anybody out from Friday night as well as beating. For me, there was no man of the match. It was
a team of the match. It was a team of the match.
I think that's great when it's really difficult to pick a man of the match. I really do.
And listen, West Brom and no balls, mate. I tell you, what have they won? 10 out of 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And they're constant. Goodbye. Have a nice evening.
We did. We made. Well, I can't say we made them look mediocre. They were very, very, very poor. Not what I expected at all. And I was the same as you, Nick. I had fear going into that game. I didn't think we was going to do what we did. I was worried that we were going to get pummeled after we'd done them at the Hawthorns. It was just, the one part still stands out, makes me laugh. I've seen many, many videos of it now. Troy Deeney with Furlong, put him on his backside, and basically he's kind of, look, know your place, get over there. Don't come on my field because you're not going to touch the ball.
Play up your own end.
Go,
my dad's bigger than your dad.
Don't play with the big boys if you can't cope. But the whole thing Friday was just brilliant, and that feel-good factor. How many people had a fantastic weekend? The weather was dry, the sun was out, and it just made such a difference.
Absolutely.
Can I just say as well, Craig, it's almost like, in retrospect, that World Cup was completely derailed us because
it does.
You know, back to how it was leading up to the World Cup. I'm convinced
Mark,
that
it's simple. If we can turn up and do what we did Friday, every single game, right? And it's all about turning up and doing your bit, every single one of them, then we are going to be really okay. Mark Meredith in the United States of America, did you watch the game on TV?
I did. I watched it, and again, I can only agree with everybody. I think.
Did you watch it? Sorry, did you watch it live?
I watched it live. Yeah, I was.
At what time was it there when the kickoff started?
2:00 on South Beach in Miami.
Lovely.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Let me be. Let's say how it is.
Arrest.
Better than Tipton, I bet.
No, it was so, like you said, the feel good factor. And even watching it on the TV, you could feel the atmosphere around it, and the moments in the game. You know, Hannah, the two players scoring. I loved the way Bellick celebrated his goal. It's like he was in tears with it.
Yeah.
It meant to him something. And then, you know, for me, seeing Gardner and Deeney and Harley Dean and those guys come on as well just is another bonus for us. It was a great game, and it also shows that those injuries coming back, you know, hopefully in the coming weeks, the squad is still obviously only small, but they looks like they're really together. You know,
maybe those players that we lost in that injury is part of the reason that we didn't do very well in that period of time.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's not Alan, that they're just not on the pitch. They're not at training. They're not winding you up.
That's right. No.
Like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. But that squad that we had out on Friday night was still a couple short. You know, top players. The two that we've one we signed and the other, and Cadra, who we've got on loan. They were our key players a fortnight ago, and we didn't have them. Yet we still turned up with 17 players who were all capable of doing whatever. You know, when you think, as you say, we got Troy Deeney, Harley Dean, and who else came up? Oh,
Gary Gardner.
Gary Gardner and George Hall. That ain't a bad force, you know.
No.
If those players were in our first team, first selection, you'd think, well, that's all right.
That's all right, yeah.
But now they're coming off the bench. They can't get in because we've got players that are doing the business. And I, you know, this. Yes, we've put 11 decent players out all through this bad run, but in a game where things go wrong, who are we going to put on to change it? There's nobody, is there? But on Friday, there was, you know, okay, what we needed to do was seal it up, and we had the players to do it. Whereas a fortnight before, we hadn't. You know, we go goals down, that's the end of the game because we got nothing else to throw at them.
I received a complaint yesterday.
Nothing that's incurable, I hope.
Well, no, I received a complaint yesterday.
I get loads every week.
I live, as you probably all know, above the largest like club in the town. You know, big facilities and all that. And I didn't finish work till 6 o'clock on Friday night, so I decided, right, it's going to be Polly. I'm not even going to get there for kickoff time. So I went home, watched the game, and the lady who works the bar downstairs says, "What's going on in your house last night?" I said, "Why?" She goes, "I could hear all this." I was thumping the table, jumping up and down, shouting, screaming, going mad, absolutely mad. And she went, "Oh, Birmingham City were playing, weren't they?" You got it, girl. You got it.
There's a few shout outs on the board at the moment. I think are worth reading out. I mean, Pete Taylor. First of all, he said, "I must admit, I've been slating Long since he came to the club, but a bit of match sharpness, and he played really well against the Baggies." There are other comments around Long and his performance against the Albion as well. I'd second that actually. I think he looked
tidy, yeah.
Really did. Also, you know, people are actually saying their injuries, they disrupted our momentum, which you've got to agree with. Great seeing so many faces back, and thought Bacuna's worth a mention for his effort and effective impact. Very, very true. And there's another podcast actually that I've been listening to talk about the second tier of football.
How dare you?
I know, it's terrible. I'm listening to somebody else.
dismissal.
They've actually just put out there that Birmingham City, in their opinion, across the whole of our division, have the best midfield setup of any team in the league. And they said that Bakuna on Friday, if he'd have played every single game in the way that he played Friday evening, then not only would he be a Premiership footballer by now, but he would just be with teams in the top 3 or 4 of the league. That was their comments. And these are people, they're not Brummies. You know, these are covering the whole of the country. But to hear that, you know, our players need to hear that as well, because they are the bees and E's, and they do need to realise that they can turn it on. And yeah, you know, just think of it this way: if they carry on performing, what we're going to achieve? I think this year, stability. But if they carry on and we can all be together next year,
wow,
why couldn't they do something?
Why couldn't they?
Yeah, right. Okay, could I just praise that first goal? My goodness me. That goalkeeper was on his right-hand side post, and he was like looking and measuring, and he just took it, and the swerve that went on it. Yeah. And that goalkeeper, no goalkeeper in the world, I don't think, would have said that. I'll be honest with you. It was inch perfect, and an absolute credit to the lad as well. And I talked to a chap downstairs yesterday. I said, "Do you see the Blues' first goal yesterday?" And he said, "No." He said, "I'll be honest with you, I've not looked at it." So I said, "Mate," I said, "it's goal of the season for me, without a doubt." And I've seen him tonight. And he says, "I watched that goal last night." He says, "How the hell did you do that?"
Do you think? Do we think he planned it? He planned it like very, very last thing, or was it?
Yes.
Always in his mind.
I think. I think as he was running.
Yeah, as he was running, I thought you could see he's thinking, they're all running as though I'm going to cross this. But the timing was fantastic.
Certainly checking out the goalkeeper's positioning on it, and then I think he just. He thought as he got to it, I can catch him out here, and it was perfect. It was, you know, inch perfect to the curl and everything. So it was smart, really was.
Yeah.
Very clever.
I mean, if you carry,
I'll come back. Well, this is sorry, Mark. I'm just going to go off subject just a little bit. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow, gentlemen. Valentine's Day tomorrow. So please nip down to the garage and get the missus some windscreen wipers or some, you know, sponges or whatever she needs.
Toilet brush. Toilet brush is always a good one.
My card to Sharon last week, she opened it and it just said, "You're old."
Yeah, fair enough. Go on, Mark.
No, I was going to say the way he's playing at the minute. I mean, it looks like he's been listening to the advice we've been giving him on the show.
Sorry, you've been giving him.
You've been giving him.
Yeah, you've been giving him.
What have you been? You know,
Mark, reiterate. Who are we talking about here?
Hannibal.
Oh yes.
Have you bought him his Valentine's card, Mark? I mean, have you delivered it to him yet? Because the bromance is definitely back.
It's back. I just we need to have a chat with him. Make sure he carries on listening, carries on learning. I've been telling him.
Got your face on a t-shirt underneath his jersey. You ain't listening. I see it.
I love this show so much. I do, honestly.
And the lad's got a future in the game. No, but seriously, no. I mean, Man United sort of scouts and everyone seems to be popping up saying, you know, we need him back at Old Trafford, and if he plays like that, then sadly we're not going to keep him, are we?
No.
No, I don't know what his contract is with Old Trafford, but you know what? He's got the potential there to earn a vast amount more money than he will ever do at St Andrews.
Yeah, that's the only drawback.
So could Sean, though, and he came to us.
Can I also credit Premier League for charging Manchester City after all this time? Well done. See it through. Chuck them out your league. Don't allow them into the EFL. Chuck them down to Division wherever. I don't know.
Well, we did say what we did speak about last week, didn't we, Craig? We did say it's going to happen.
Yeah, it was going to happen. There's more to come.
Taken far too long, Craig. I'm afraid. Taken far too long.
It has taken too long, but 100 charges based over 9-10 years.
Yep.
I mean, But the thing is, some of these have been loitering around for the past 2.5 years. So they were first mentioned when they were talking about Champions League and throwing them out the Champions League. They've got to fulfill it. They've got to go through with it. They've got to punish them. Will they drop them out of the league? No. If they give them a fine, what will happen? Their owners will pay. So it's got to be something else. It's got to be something that's fair across the whole of the league. And in fact, I'd let the other teams make the decision on what penalties should be.
Do you know what?
Almost
just
bulldoze
the place and put them completely out.
I mean,
seriously though, what do we think is going to happen to them?
But they've cheated their way in, Mark. They've cheated their way in, and they've cheated their way to the top, and they've cheated their way to titles of the Premier League and trophies and everything like that. And they've cheated and cheated and cheated for 10 years, and they've got away with it for 10 years.
It's not going to stop with Man City. I'm afraid it's not going to stop with Man City. It's not going to stop with Man City. This is going to be the biggest revolution in football that people never saw coming.
There'll only be B6 in the Premier League.
No, I don't. I think they're going to be ones that do.
I'll tell you now, they'll be one of the people. They'll be one of the teams.
They are going to be deep in the doo-doo, I'll tell you.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them there. There's a big can of worms to be opened for sure. With
massive. It is going to be scary for some clubs.
But Mark, they've got to open that can of worms, right? We thought we fell foul of it. So did Derby. We paid the price. So did they. We were lucky we got away with it, but they didn't. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that Scotland.
They've got to show.
Right. Scotland did it right with Rangers. When Rangers had it, they relegated Rangers, didn't they? Right the way down to the lowest league, and I think that that was, to be fair, probably the right punishment at the time. So I don't see them doing it to City, but I hope they do. I think it's deserved.
Can you imagine it? Manchester City versus Utah Juniors.
Probably not going to happen.
But there is one thing to bear in mind. Great point that Paul Hipkiss has made. Well, thanks for listening, Paul.
Yeah.
Who? But nobody. Nobody's guilty yet. No, nobody's been proven guilty. So until it happens.
No, but they've been charged, and that's what I said. I didn't say they've been punished. They have been charged. That's the difference. And those charges now stick until such time as they are proved innocent or guilty.
And I think, there's 100 there. Will 100 stand? No. There'll be a way to get around it. There's a flaw in every rule that's there at the moment. There's a flaw in the fact the financial fair play you can get around by saying you've got a contract and you overinflate your stadium price. That's what Derby fell for. That's what's happening with the selling of the rights to, we've done it. We sold the name of St Andrews to get the money, but we've got it back. We did the same with the training ground. There's a lot of clubs that do it, and and the other biggest rule out there that they can get round at the moment is signing players for stupid sums of money. But because they elongate their contracts and they pay per year, they don't have to declare it. It's not part of FFP. They get around it. Chelsea have just done that in the window. So UEFA, and in fact all the clubs across Europe, the whole lot, have got to come together and have all got to say, if we're going to set a rule, it can't be a rule that's got a curve in there or anything else that anybody can get around. Has to be hard and fast. I go back to what I said last week. We have an independent group that governs football. This will not happen. And that's what we need. This could be, as Chris has said, the start of many clubs going to be found out. So I desperately hope it is. We've paid our price. Time for others to pay theirs. They're never going to get to the likes of us. I'm not being funny. Man City will never end up like we did, but they have been there. So arguably they've been worse. So let's see. Let's wait for it all to come through and go from there.
The annoying thing in our case is the two things. Certainly the buying Pedersen, they didn't demand. They advised us not to buy him. They advised us. And we chose not to take that advice. And eventually they'd done us for that. Then they come on to us and say, you've got to sell Ched Adams. And we said, well, that would be a stupid thing to do because A, if he goes, we'll get relegated. And B, if we wait till the summer, we'll get twice the price. Yeah. So the EFL didn't like that. Okay, for those 2 infractions, we got done 9 points and a fine. If Manchester City get done for half of what they've done, that'll be a deduction of 900 points. Yeah. So where would that put them? You know, that's the thing that's mind-boggling. You know, we've been, and Derby have been, if you're, you know, rightfully perhaps, hold your hand up and say, yeah, we've done wrong. We've taken our stick. Now let's get on with it. But we're talking, you know, astronomical. We're talking interplanetary stuff here. Where do we take Manchester City, who are 1,000 times bigger than us in reality?
Definitely.
Where do you put them? You know, relegated.
You do what you did to Rangers, Alan. You do exactly the same. What you did to Rangers. You drop them down 4 divisions. You make them pay the price because they've done it time over time. Rangers, and think that they can just get away with it because they're one of the biggest clubs in the country.
Rangers weren't penalised for financial fair play, though. Rangers went into liquidation. That's why they ended up.
Yeah, I know.
They did. They went out of business. But I agree. They've got to do something that's going to be listened to. But also, it can't just stop with one club. If they do it to one, they've got to do it to all. That also has to go across Europe. It has to go down every single league. I'm loving the comment from Martin Swinscott. And he says, trouble with football is it's not the best players and it's not the teams that have got the best tactics. It's actually the club that have the best accountants.
Yeah,
that's a brilliant comment.
That's right. And if you can afford to have the best accountants, it's going to be teams like Manchester City, Man United, Arsenal.
And where Forest got all their money from all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Forest have gambled well and truly.
I think they found it in the River Trent. I think they're probably national treasure or something.
What I can't understand about Forest is the amount of signings that they've made. Nobody's gone out on loan. They can only name 2/3, I think, of what they've signed, their overall squad. So, you know, have they planned for something we don't know? Because they did buy a lot of youngsters. It's what a lot of teams have done. If you look at it, you know, Man City have been very shrewd in terms of the age group of people that they have signed. They've brought in youngsters because I think if they knew they're going to get found out, and let's just say they embargo them for the next 5-6 years, makes no difference because the players that are there can continue playing at the standards they are. You know, you don't need to bring anybody else in. They've got Haaland who can just go and score for fun. So he could win the league for them on his own. Do you know what I mean? It's simple as that.
Makes you wonder why. Sorry, Craig. Makes you wonder why Haaland's so unhappy at the minute. Maybe he's got whiff or something. You know, I don't think he's going to stay, is he?
If they do relegate them, which again we probably don't think they would, but if they did, and that's the worst case scenario, then how many of them would want to stay anyway?
Yeah, they'll all go. Yeah,
it'd be like a deck of cards collapsing, won't it? I mean, I'd ban him for the Champions League for start. You know, straight off. You know, 5-year ban.
I've just heard he scored 9 in a reserve game.
Who, Haaland?
Yeah. Mad, isn't it? I know, it's crazy.
Just
going back to some of the questions that I put forward on the Facebook group earlier, do we think John Eustace deserves a new contract with what he has achieved with Blues so far?
That's my answer. Yes,
absolutely.
I think any prospective investors need to also could be up front with him as soon as they come through the door, and you know that for me would be the very first thing that they should do is tie down their current manager because he is working wonders on a nil budget. Let's face it, he's got nothing there to spend and he's doing brilliant. So tie him down. Otherwise, somebody's going to come poach him.
Definitely,
and we'll lose out.
Yeah.
I don't just give it to Eustace though. I mean, that comment went already earlier. I did think to myself, you know, it's not just Eustace; it's all of his backroom staff that are with him, and also credit, despite what some people think, has to go to Craig Gardner because
I was going to mention that in a minute.
He's bringing
we
him
have
in.
just got a recruitment team. We've only just got a recruitment team in the club.
Yeah.
Now, based on that, for the past 3 seasons, he's been working bloody wonders. So credit where credit is due to that man and his contacts. So some people are looking at it thinking, boy, he has got some contact list in his phone, and I think it's superb.
Bill Mint could go down in our appreciation. He's just said if they do put them down regarding Man City, maybe a cheeky bid for Jack. Where does Bill live?
My cheeky bid is this. No time, mate.
I'll give him 50 pence and a packet of crisps.
Come on, none of us would turn
Probably
him down. None of us really would turn him down if we could afford him, would we? Really? No, of course we wouldn't.
No. When he's wearing an England shirt, yes.
Yeah.
Would you turn him down coming to our club? No. And look at it this way: the amount of B6 players that have come to our club and have worked out fantastic.
Yeah.
Curtis Davies,
the manager,
Ridgewell, Phillips, yeah,
big Villa fan.
Craig Gardner, Gary Gardner.
Yeah.
To name but a few. They've realised that the bread was buttered, on the better side really with us, wasn't it? So
yeah. I know what you mean. A lot of questions regarding the atmosphere as well. Friday night, the atmosphere was absolutely
best in a long time.
Why isn't it like that all the time?
I know.
Sorry, Mark. You just imagine that if we had the stadium open as well. I know, obviously, it's something we're not going to have this year again, but you could, even watching it on the TV, you could hear that atmosphere and not knowing that half of your stadium's still empty. That would have been bouncing Friday night.
It would have been. I mean, how many games where we've needed a last minute goal or to get a point, grab a point? If we had the lower Tilton, back, how many times? I know it sounds corny, but how many times would you just kind of sucked it into the net and stuff like that? You just don't know, do you?
My question is now.
No, you don't know, Mark. You're absolutely right. You don't know, and you can't even speculate, can you? Because there's just nothing we can do, mate. And it's sad. I hate to look at that stadium as it is. I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Well, we can't fill what we've got now. We didn't fill it Friday.
No, we didn't. Still
we didn't fill it Friday.
No.
This is going to be a massive embarrassment, Craig, is when they do reopen it, the first reopening, it's going to be loaded.
No.
The following week.
No, do you know what?
I don't think it will be.
It'll be people moving from the seats they're in to where they rightfully want to be. Mr. Robe is a good example of that.
Exactly. I can't get back.
Move out of his seat. He's got to go. Wants to go back. Can't go back.
I can't do it.
When he does, that seat's available in the Gilmerrick. Our current fan base and our stadium is not going to be full until there's a major change at the club.
Okay, right.
Simple as.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm just thinking, kind of like visitors and old people's homes and
it's even the same question like tomorrow, for instance. Do we get Friday's atmosphere tomorrow night? And then again, it's Valentine's Day, so it's a little bit different for some people, but I don't see us getting the same.
Got it. No. Take the wedge to the football tomorrow. Off you go.
That's the difficult thing is we're going in with two great wins, 6 points that none of us thought we were going to get. Nobody would sit there and say we're going to be 6 points better off with Swansea and Albion. Going into tomorrow's game, that's where my worry is now. Is the crowd going to be the same? Is the team's performance going to be the same?
Yeah. No way, Mark.
Say that, but that's my thoughts right now.
That's it, Mark. I agree. It won't be. It'll be quiet. It'll be cold. It'll just be quiet, and it'll be. Hang on a minute. We beat Albion a few days ago. What's going on? But these sort of games are notorious for being pretty dull atmosphere-wise. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
What if it's not, Mark?
I'd love to be wrong.
Devil's advocate. What if it's not?
Yeah.
And you're saying you're saying that you can only suck the ball in from the lower Tilton. You can suck it in from the upper Tilton. From the cop, you can blow it in, and the main stand, you can blow it in.
I'm sucking no balls.
What do you say?
I said I'm sucking no balls.
No. You cracked up, Chris. Right, sorry.
I'm not going to say it again. I'll be taking offline. Tracy Henning says, is anything going to happen to the player who pulled Hannibal's hair? Clearly seen on TV.
What an absolute horrible thing to
do. That was actually, it was Furlong, and that's when Deeney got him back at the end. That was the story around it,
Awful.
Yeah. And it was, I've got to say, he put it onto Twitter, and the way he just put it was just brilliant, because he just put sit and then an arrow down. So many people jumped on it, including our own players. So it was perfect. For me, it was just a great way to round off the whole part of that game, actually, was when he went down and when he did what he did. It was just like, you deserve that. It's been coming.
Yeah. You know what?
Things on social
fabric of Birmingham City Football Club, yeah, and that shows that spirit, that team spirit, right? Because the players also responded to it as well as the fans. Mark, if you go, sorry.
I was going to say, Nick, they're acting like fans. I mean, the stuff that Dion Samson puts on it cracks me up.
They look like fans on the pitch as well, Mark.
Yeah, they're just like us. They're like fans.
Now, to me, I think that, we were saying about Eustace and Gardner and everybody else and his backroom staff. I think Troy's massive for the leadership of the team as well. I really do. Mm-hmm. Whatever people say about him, I think, we know he's a massive Birmingham fan already. He's one of us. I think just seeing him, even when he's a sub and he's off the field, just his leadership towards the players and getting them going and the fans,
he lifts everyone.
I'd love to, even if he doesn't play next year, I'd love to see him still being around and doing some sort of, liaison.
I reckon he's got another year in him. I do. Anybody else?
I do.
I hope so.
Else? Open it up to the forum. As Troy did, got another 12 months in him.
Yeah. George Hall looked sharp when he came on, says Gavin Burt on YouTube. Really good movements and nice touches.
He was razor sharp when he came on. He was absolutely brilliant. And he loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
The thing I loved was when Dean came on, and the very first thing he did was like we used to see from Daesh. I'm going to head that ball, and I don't care what's in front of me. I'm getting rid of it, And it's not very often that you see changes in defence happening just as you've got the opposition in an attacking situation like a corner. But it's just the way he cleared that ball. It was like, no nonsense. I don't care. That's getting
It's mine. Boosh, have it.
It's the way, again, that's the way we as Birmingham City fans tick. That's what makes us tick. That is probably what created the atmosphere on Friday as well. So. Not just that local derby, but they got their foot in nice and early. And it was, I'm here. You're not getting past me. You can try. But if you do, I'm putting you in the stands. That's just spot on.
Just going back to Eustace, the Tilton Big Man on YouTube says, we need some continuity. Get Eustace on a long-term deal. That's something we're not very good at.
You know what I did on Friday? I haven't done for
wasn't discussed
a long time.
Oh, come on, Alan. Some things are sacred.
Is this something suitable for radio, Alan?
It certainly is.
I'll just get me popcorn.
Sorry. With a goal up, we scored a wonder goal. We're all over them, but it was still probably 5 minutes before the half ended that I thought, you know what? I don't know what I'm getting worried about here, and started to relax and enjoy the game. This lot ain't going to score if they play till Tuesday, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed. The old. I wasn't going. I relaxed. I poured myself a glass of something, and I really enjoyed it. From the first half, I'm going, we're winning 1-0. How long left? That sort of attitude. Whereas second half, especially after we got the second one, it was, come on, lads, put a show on for us. And
I six.
And enjoyed it.
Browne in the nude.
I haven't had that feeling for years.
Good. It's good.
Didn't want it to end.
I can be right. I'll be straight with you. I was watching it on TV, and I thought this second half is going to be so different to that first half. They are going to have rockets put up their backsides, and they're going to come out a very different team than what they went in. And you know what? They came out and they weren't.
They weren't. No,
they weren't because they weren't allowed to be, and that makes the difference between winning and losing.
I do. They look beaten after half an hour.
I do think that the pressing that we did through most of the game, to be honest, how many times certainly before the World Cup were we saying, oh, they've gone all over the pitch, they've pressed there, they've pressed there. Why don't they do that at home? We've stood back at home and watched the opposition pass the ball around the back of the box and not press them. Well, at long last, a home game where we have done it, and it was so refreshing. And we must. I know it's Cardiff City. Cardiff City are a mess. They've had, I don't know, the 33rd manager in a fortnight, whatever. They're totally. But let's do the business.
Sorry, mate, that was brilliant. Superb. Sorry.
Anthony Hill says hi to Mark in the US. That's at least 2 Blues fans here. There we go. It's moving up, innit? It's gone from 1.
Yeah, we're moving there. We're going to have a fan club here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, 3 more, and it's a supporters club, official
Texas supporters club. Oh, wait.
So go on now. 33 managers in a week.
Fortnight, don't exaggerate.
No.
But they're a mess. I still be sitting having coffee with my Cardiff City friend on Wednesday morning, and I can't wait. And then I'm thinking, well, have Birmingham ever cocked this situation up before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most times.
But I've just got a feeling that this time they won't.
And Mr. Chairman, Don Kavanagh has said he absolutely loves your blog, and now he loves your comments even more. So please keep them coming.
my blog is how shall I say? It's in its embryonic stage. I look like an amateur on the screen, but it will get better.
We're going to get somebody else in then.
I'm not being funny. We've been waiting for God knows how long. Right. My son, Adam, my eldest son, spoke to me the other night. He rang me from the football stadium and he said, oh, it's all good up outside. Right. I said, I don't care what you do. You and Ava, my granddaughter, make sure you're safe. That's my first priority. He said, Dad, I'm at bar 8. It's happening in the opposite side. I said, okay, fair enough. I said, make sure you and that child are safe. He rings me up just before the game started. Dad, he said, I'm sick of this ownership thing. He says, we've won one major trophy in my lifetime and we renamed the stadium Trillion Trophies.
Yeah. Yeah. See the irony, isn't it?
Oh my God, how embarrassing. How embarrassing for you, Mr. Fixer, for you, Mr. Adams, for you, Mr. Watt, for you, Mark, for you, Chris, for my family, and for every single Birmingham City fan out there. That is an embarrassment.
However, to me, it's St Andrews.
You what, sorry?
To me, it's St Andrews.
Yeah, it's Hanley,
yeah, always.
It'll be different, will it?
Yeah.
And I still call the Gilmer at the railway.
Yep.
Yeah, I think most people do. Yeah.
That will die out. Obviously, when the likes of me, Alan, and Chris are dead, you'll all be going, oh, it's a Gilmer stand. Oh, let's have some street food. Oh.
and we still call the main stand the Ray Hobro stand because it's going to remain that way.
It's always been the Ray Hobro main stand. Always.
Yeah. And best wishes to Ray as well. And hope you're getting on all right, buddy.
Yeah.
I remember when I did the program years ago, and Karen Brady was trying to flog the name of the stadium, and people were getting all upset about it. And I said, do I ever say to anybody, I'm going down St Andrews? No, not even. I never used that. Go down the Blues.
Go down the Blues.
St Andrews. Oh, what's the name of the ground? Oh, St Andrews. It was way down in the. Now that seems to be, it's raised. It's a different generation, as you've said. But me, do you go down the Blues? Yeah, I'll go down the Blues. Why? And that would start the conversation. St Andrews. Why do we call it St Andrews? Because it's in St Andrews Street.
Andrews Church.
Yeah.
And that's in St Andrews Church. Yeah, but there's a road into St Andrews that St Andrews Church is in. Yeah, all that business. And I can tell you the history from 1800 breakfast time when it was.
You were there, of course. You can tell the history.
It was It was run from the Bordesley Church, which still stands up there on the hill. It's derelict now, but that's where we started from. It means absolutely nothing anymore. It's just very interesting reading. But it don't mean anything anymore, does it?
And there's a few comments that it's actually not the Trillion Trophy Stadium anymore. It's East back to St Andrews.
But
it will always be down the Blues.
We've won one trophy in my lifetime, and they changed the name to Trillion Trophy.
Yeah.
So it's 999,999,999 minus one.
However, it's still one more than the team the other side of the city in the past 20 plus years.
Yes.
End of.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello, Mr. Craig.
The only team to win a cup in high definition in the Midlands.
Mark's just had the clap all the way over there in America.
Seriously, that was...
I loved the comment earlier from Steve Portman to ask whether we all made our way in. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get any
no
demonstrations outside my house or anybody stopping from going in.
What about you, Mark? No, because you normally get loads of people outside.
I think the nearest thing to a ring of steel was some little kid had a hula hoop.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, what? How dare he?
So we all made out.
The sun was a bit hot over here, but we found a bit of shade. That was all. It was fine.
Craig, did you find that strange one at the last minute coming in with that comment about let's block all the entrances?
Oh God, it was hilarious. I just it's just like for somebody to say at 4 o'clock, go down at 5:30 and block all the entrances. Here they all are. Here's all the numbers, and you're thinking, hang on a minute. You've just put it all on social media. So if ever you were going to do anything, everybody's waiting for you anyhow. And not just that, all the people are at bloody work.
Yeah.
So it's like nobody's going to see what's going on.
Yeah. And the ones who aren't are at the boarding waiting, right? So when you've blocked all the entrances, you've got to get pretty sharpish back up there and then get back again.
But the E numbers that they got from those through shoots, they probably kept them going for a very long time.
Yeah. And what about the ones that got detention at school? They're never going to make it.
A quick straw poll. Alan, somebody's blocking the entrance to St Andrews or the Blues or whatever you want to call it, a Trillion Trophy. What are you going to do as a person? You're coming up there, you've got your ticket, you've paid for it.
Yeah.
Somebody's blocking your entrance to get in. What are you going to do?
I'll say, excuse me, young man, do you mind getting out my way?
Mm-hmm.
What if he says no?
Words to that effect.
Mark.
You ain't coming in.
I'd grab my phone. I'd say, Craig, come and help me.
Craig.
I'd just charge past, to be honest.
Craig, would you run to Mark's assistance, Craig?
Would I was running to Mark's assistance on Friday. I mean, I was walking down the road and I saw this poor chap.
Well,
towards me. It was terrible. I mean, he was just asking for change to get to Coventry. I had to help him out.
No, Craig saw me at the bus stop.
You've got a ticket. You paid for that ticket. Somebody's blocking your entrance. What are you going to do?
Who's that to, Nick?
Who's that?
Chris Browne.
Oh, me? Oh, shit, well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe in crossing a picket line, but it's not really a picket line, is it? So I'll be going through. I'll be getting through. I'll be going.
You'll be going through.
Please get out of my way, or I shall be informing Mark Andrew Adams.
This question, obviously, because you're involved with the football.
Why?
I think it would be wise for you not to answer. So I'm not going to ask you, right? If you're blocking my entrance when I pay for a ticket, I'm going to rag your hair out, mate, and chuck you down the freaking street. I promise you, I ain't messing about, mate. I paid to go in there. Yeah, my way.
Was that an edit on 19 minutes? 20?
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it?
If somebody was to stand in my way, I'd pick them up and carry them in with me because the attendance is needed.
Yeah. Oh, Craig, you're so politically correct, aren't you?
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
I love it. Brilliant. What a response.
And saying that, actually, fair play to everybody that did do the march and the protesting inside the car park.
Yeah.
The petition, it's over 3,200, I think now.
And moving up. And
still growing.
Yeah.
So, there are people that are there.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig, I love peaceful protests. Where do we sign this petition?
I'll send out the link for everybody, but if everybody was to go on to bluestrust.org, very first thing that pops up on the page when you go in is the opportunity to sign the petition.
Yeah, get them out.
It's also worth saying, everything that's going on at the moment, the letter has gone down so well with people. So others are saying, no, it's never going to do anything. But actually, it's giving the voice. Everybody is being heard. People joined that march and everything else coming up to the stadium. Like I say, the only thing for me that let that down was, if you've got nothing to hide, don't cover your face.
Dead right.
Proud to be a Birmingham fan, show it. Be loud, be proud, demonstrate as much as you like. Nobody's ever going to stop you. But please, also, you're going to walk to the ground singing every song under the sun. Come inside the stadium and do the same. Because that should be the way it's all.
Totally agree. And what is this obsession with being Italian ultras dressed all in black now? What the hell? You've got these little 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds dressed in black, hoodies, black masks. What happened to showing your colours and,
not being having your
scarf around your wrist?
Just take them out of society. They're not needed. Huh?
People complained about wearing a mask during COVID, but actually it's quite acceptable.
You're back on there.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, well. I suppose we've got to be glad, says Nigel Mann, there was no pitch invasion. I'm not sure that was ever going to happen.
There was no pitch invasion. I think part of that is because we won the game and we were winning a relatively early stage in the game. Yeah. Number two, we played incredibly well all through the game.
Yeah.
Right? And I think those two factors are the reason.
I think, so what we're saying is that if we were losing 2.5 time and playing rubbish, do you think there would be a better chance of a pitch invasion?
Mark, what do you reckon? Mark Adams?
I think it would have gone on. But I'm just curious. I mean, if you're hell-bent on making a statement, you should be going on the pitch, win, lose or draw, surely.
Like Craig said, if you're hell-bent on making a statement, don't cover your face. Make your statement. Yeah. Right?
You can't. Surely you can't.
Put your name to your statement. Yeah. Put your face to your statement, and don't hide behind a mask. Coward.
I also believe it wasn't the police and the stewards that took the banners away, wasn't it? Was it, Craig?
Yeah.
Don't think it was.
No, and that's a clarity point as well. Is that firstly, nobody was there. Right, there was no board member there. There was never going to be a board member there at the ground. The empty seats. Right, I'm going to put it out there now. I feel massively sorry for Ian Dutton, because Ian Dutton is taking so much abuse and flack on social media channels.
Yeah,
and for a guy who is blue through and through,
blue blood,
and he's probably doing way more. And in fact, not probably. He's doing way more than everybody realises behind the scenes at our club to keep us going. He doesn't deserve that abuse.
Ian Dutton has never received bad press from the show. Never. Not once. No. However, I would like Ian Dutton to come on the show so that we can talk to him.
Yeah. Ian will. And he has said to us, he will come on.
He will.
And I think, I'll be honest, I couldn't ask him to come on at this present moment. Is he not in a position to talk about the things people would want to hear?
Craig, let's go back to that Robbie Savage moment. When we had Robbie Savage on the show, everybody was going to rip him one, right? And he made the first statement, and within 5 minutes, everybody changed their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if people haven't seen it, and again, I would dig it out and repost it. But when the social media post went up around the letter, there was a lot of people. All they're going to do is put it in the bin. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're not going to listen. Ian, on his own accounts on Twitter, immediately put on, for everybody's reference, I have handed over the letter. And I want nothing more than the good things for our fans and this club. He then also followed that up.
And his club as well.
Yeah, his club. And as he followed it up with, it's also not just him, but Craig Gardner, him, and all of the management team want everything that the fans want as well. These are people that are employed. It's like me saying to my employees, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do everything you tell me to do. Am I going to be employed for much longer? No. If I don't like something, you can air your concerns around it. Ian tries to do that, but people don't believe it. So please, leave off. The guy has done wonders.
I know it's difficult at home, miracles, but get ducks in as quick as you can, kid.
We will.
Can, right?
Just want to shout out a note, sorry, from Linda Magna as well.
You absolutely know, and everybody knows that has ever listened to the show. We have no hidden agendas. No. We do not suck up to the football club. We do not suck up to anybody, ever, right? Despite being accused of doing so a few times, right?
Yeah.
This is an open forum. You can write your comments on the chat box there.
Linda has just, for everybody's reference, Linda Magna from the Blues Trust.
Not the old lady.
Not the really old one, though.
No, the next one down. Not old, but not so old.
I didn't say that, Linda. Wasn't great. But please, if people are signing the petition, there is a section at the end that talks about donating. So for clarity, Linda is just saying the donation is not to the Blues Trust or to the protest group, as some people believe it is. The money, it goes to change.org, and it's for them. It is not a Blues cause. If people do wish to support and do wish to help in any way, shape or form, become members of the Blues Trust. £5 a year or £20 for 5 years, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. That money does go into what the Trust are doing and will help with everything that's going forwards. So if you want to donate, you can do so via those particular methods.
Here's a great shout, Craig. Can we get the Blues Trust in next week?
We can ask.
We'll ask.
Okay, if not next week, can we schedule a Monday evening when we get the Blues Trust in?
Yeah, we're open.
They've got more information than what we have. Look, we just do this for a laugh and for a bit of fun. Yeah.
They've got information, but they can't divulge it.
Yeah, we're going to do a special with them.
We are going to do a Blues special.
We're going to do a special with them. So
but like these guys are in the know far more than I am. I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm sitting up here in rural Staffordshire, like just a Birmingham City fan. That's me, right?
Yeah. So there's a lot of love for Ian on the shape box at the moment. So just to read out some of those comments.
Go for it. That's really important.
Linda Magna. Ian, at the end of the day, has allowed us to protest. Trevor Smith. I saw Ian down at the Blues yesterday. Nice guy. Jim Tony. Ian Dutton is employed by the club. He has mixed allegiance, as he has to be loyal to the owners. Of course. It's what he is paid to do.
Of course.
There's, Steve Portman, Ian Dutton, great guy. So, the love is out there, but we've just got to make sure that, again, the minority don't ruin it for the majority.
That's what we will continue. Share the love. Share the love.
Yeah. We will continue to ask, and I think when the timing is right, Ian will join us on the show. But I'm not going to...
Well, I want Ian to come on as a Birmingham City fan.
Yeah.
I don't want Ian to come on thinking that he's going to get 1,000 questions about finance and about ownership and this, that and the other.
Yeah. Well, we're not that...
Come on and tell us about the Blues.
Yeah, no, I agree. That. We're not that clever anyway, so we probably couldn't do that.
Tiresome not.
Exactly.
Probably,
yeah.
Probably as well I'll make that statement.
Sorry, apart from Craig. Sorry.
Okay, thoughts on the fact that multiple pictures and notices around Paul Richardson, Maxi Lopez being seen in Birmingham.
That was all over social media, wasn't it? There were more pictures on social media than Peter on Love's Kids.
Look, seriously. Maxi
you only could afford 11 of them.
Birmingham, that means nothing.
Of course not.
Zero. Nothing. Maxi Lopez sign over to buy Birmingham City. That means our club has at last been sold. I don't think it will be. No, that's it. But to put two people... All right, okay, Maxi Lopez seen in London. Oh, we're going to buy Chelsea and Tottenham and Arsenal and, Watford. Let's have a little bit of Brentford and Crystal Palace while we're at it.
Yeah, let's get Will Ferrell in and buy Birmingham City.
Huh?
Yeah. How many people, and God, I couldn't help but cringe, but cry with laughter at times. So many people believed that fake account that Will Ferrell was going to buy the Blues. I mean, please. Genius whoever came up with it, but that is just so funny.
Who's Will Ferrell?
For God's sake.
Elf.
Elf, Buddy. Plays left back for Arsenal.
No, sorry, Mike, it's an actor. We have actors in our portfolio of listeners, which is, of course, our good friend, actor in Richard Hayler, and the other one, which I can't remember.
Tim Faraday.
Tim Faraday, an actor. So it's an actor.
Tim Richard.
Will Ferrell, what's he appeared in then?
Well, come on, he is the one and only EFL. Sorry, Elf. He is Elf. No.
Yeah. No. Vacant expression.
I remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original one.
Oh God, he wasn't in there.
No, he's not an Oompa Loompa. No, he's definitely an Elf.
He's definitely not an Oompa Loompa. No.
He's Charlie.
No.
He's in.
Well, Mark in America. Do many American people watch English football? I say football because we play it with a foot, not a hand. I reckon it's not a strange shaped ball. It's like a ball, sphere.
Premier League, yes. Premier League's on. Every game is shown. Every Premier League game shown live. Even the 3:00 one. So you get every Premier League game shown.
Do you have to pay for it?
No, just on your normal, we have Direct TV, which is like Sky TV. So as long as you've got that, then you're.
So you have to pay for your Sky TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like any auto, yeah.
But then you get a choice of all the games. Championship, you don't really get. You get some shown on ESPN. I obviously watch Blues on Blues TV, so I don't think a lot of them, unless you choose to obviously buy subscriptions for championship games, I think a lot of them are just focused on Premier League.
Next question. You're in Dallas, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Do people in Dallas walk around with Premier League shirts on?
Yeah.
Disgraceful.
Yeah. Probably Chelsea as well.
Disgraceful.
There's all sorts.
It happens here with Barcelona and with whoever.
And Nick, to help you out, Nigel Mann has said that Will Ferrell was from the Elf and Safety. Linda Magna says he was also from National Elf.
Oh, was he related to Ben Affleck?
Mark, sorry, hang on. Mark in Meredith, you might be able to help me out on this one. Tell me where this is. Stephen Bernard, a couple of Blue Noses here in Newtown, CT.
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Well done. We love listening to you guys. We love listening to you guys every week. We were live again here last Friday. Keep right on. That's from Stephen Burnett in Connecticut. Connecticut. There we go. Steve Portman, going back to the Lopez being in town. Oh no, it wasn't Steve. It was Lily. She says they probably came for a Chinese.
Oh.
Jason Hughes has said that there's more chance of Maxi Priest and Will Young buying the club than there is anybody else.
Good bang, they were.
It's the best comment I've ever heard.
Yeah. Or they probably turned up late for Chinese New Year.
Well.
Oh my God.
They were with Sammy Yu, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
We're not even to the last 15, and I've already had a little tummy trickle.
And I think Sammy Yu is part of the group brokering the deal for BHSL, actually. So,
he is.
There's no smoke without fire. And I wouldn't be surprised one little bit if they're not involved with the other consortium as well. I think, if they all came together, they might be able to come to some sort of agreement.
They haven't gone away.
We all came together. We could buy it, but it's just
yeah.
Well,
Mark,
you're
over there in Dallas,
Texas, 6 of us. Yeah.
Right. When we English people think about Texas, we think oil. You know, you must know some rich American.
He keeps asking him, and he
doesn't
just
have to be an Arabian sheik.
He's
right?
letting
I
us
want
down.
an American who can speak the language, right? And
My wife is only.
There you go.
I want you to go out this week, find us an American oil guru, right? And say, you know what, there's a little bit of investment here that you are going to take.
You've got a week to do it, Mark.
A week.
He's got a week. Come on, Mark. Come on.
I know Alf. Can I ask Alf?
Alf, yeah. Alf. Alf Garnett.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus was English. And if you get a moment, please download that video. Jesus was English by Alf Garnett. It's the best 5 minutes of comedy you'll ever hear, ever.
Nigel says, Nick, we've sold Robbie Savage.
And?
How's your Alf?
Thinking what it means is that we haven't sold it and done.
No.
Yeah, you know what? I hate these times. Like, I've been here before, Alan, Chris, you'll remember, right? We've been in probably 3, maybe 4 times in our generation, in our lifetime. Absolutely abject is abject. It is like the second biggest city in this country. And we just struggle. Time. And, Mr. Fixer's gone off. And I think he's either.
Have you got something for the last 15, Nick? Because if not,
Yeah.
I've got something. Oh, go on. Okay.
So the last 15 minutes is
it's
we've got
close
a
enough.
minute to go, Chris. So we're actually going to do 16 minutes this week.
Go on then. No, extra time.
Because
extra time,
Mark is in America,
Yeah.
the US of A, and he's been down to Florida, down the Everglades.
Love Florida.
Brilliant. Them hovercrafts on the Everglades are absolutely unbelievable.
Are they called hovercrafts?
And when we were down there, Mark, right, the guy that was steering the boat stopped the boat, and he was dipping his foot in the water. And there was a crocodile coming up at him like that. And I'm thinking, you absolute idiot. You know what? You only need to make one tiny mistake and you're a goner.
Yeah.
And I would have to take responsibility for driving the hovercraft home. Okay, so the last 15 minutes tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is anything to do with Valentine's Day. Anything to do with love. And I'm going to start you off with Joe Hart. Ooh, did you get that?
I was going to say that.
That was easy.
Oh, that was so.
Anything to do with Valentine's Day.
And while you're thinking of that, can I just tell you that tomorrow is the 50th anniversary of my wife and I meeting.
Ah, superb, mate.
Very nice.
Is that a good thing?
Where did you meet Al?
Pardon?
Where did you meet her?
1973.
No, where?
Where? In Eastbourne, in a nightclub.
I bet it was all black and white now, money.
It's yeah. I can say she said, whatever you do, don't you really mention me.
Oh,
I can do it. I can do it in safety, knowing.
We won't mention her. What's her name?
And she talks like that.
Maya.
And she said, she always keeps saying, I ain't going to listen to that rubbish. So I can say what I like. I know in full well that she won't turn this on tomorrow. And
Alan, can I just use the word divorce?
Well, I love her deeply. What would I? Who'd put me socks on if she left?
Nick, you've really started a few things off tonight. I've got to shout out a few of these because we've got Peter Unlove.
Whoa!
Topical.
Mickey Hartford.
Yeah, I like that one.
Clever.
Yeah. Tim Flowers. Danny Rose.
Yeah.
Pete Taylor, I'm sorry, I can't read out Nicky Buttplug.
Go to that one again.
Lily Pad may make you cry here because she said Dealey had a broken heart.
Oh, Oh.
She's also said,
like serious way.
She's also said that there's a whole lot of hotter love.
No,
okay.
What about Tottenham Hotspur? As in spurned. Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay, you've lost me, Mark. I don't know whether you've lost the rest of the team.
Oh, no, it's completely lost me.
I've lost.
Yeah, I'm done.
Spurned, as in spurned.
I think that's the opposite of love, mate. You got that ass backwards.
Yeah. That's Coventry for you.
Terrible.
Well,
Oh, Dom Kavanagh, Bobby Zamora.
Oh, very clever, yeah.
That's Zamora.
Don't say that drunk sort of sound.
We definitely can't read out the other one from Lily Pads. I'll let you look at that one, Chris.
Which one's that one? Delia the Broken Heart? Tom Cuddleston.
No, it's way further.
Oh, Wagner Love. Wagner Love. Aston Villa, stupid stunts. Cupid stunts. Oh no, I can't say that. Cupid stunts.
Oh, that was so close to the.
It was, wasn't it? Oh, no, yeah. I don't quite understand
Who wrote that, Chris?
I don't quite understand the Roses Minge.
Who?
I don't quite understand that one. Heart throbbing Savage. Robert Snodgrass.
Snodgrass. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, very clever. Ollie got a cold shoulder.
Okay.
Oh, that's very clever as well, Pete Taylor, with lingerie, Hobro.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, very good. Oh, I like that one from Paul Hipkiss. It started with Litties. It started with Litties.
I'm going to go for Romance Abramovich.
Yeah, Romance Abramovich.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not in football anymore. You can't say that.
Oh, come on. Oh.
No, it's not allowed.
I'm
Striking that one off.
I'm going then. I'm going to bed.
Nigel Mann, no, you can't.
Yeah. I can't dread to think what he's written. I promise you. Oh, dear.
Can we mention Dickoff?
Oh, that's gone completely over Nick's head.
I didn't. But had I reacted, he'd have probably written some words in them too in his time.
Gavin versus Tony Book. I don't get that one.
I'm going to go for Gary Cardiner.
Yeah.
Ex-Berry player, Peter Valentine.
Sharon's card last year. She opened it and just read, "You're old."
Oliver Jerkoff. Can't say that one.
Romance on there, my body. None.
Okay, so I can't say Oliver Jerkoff. Matt the Kiss Eye. Raunchy Razor Ruddock.
Bo K. Bromley.
Bouquet, Brummy, yeah.
Bouquet, Bromley.
Yeah, Bouquet. Oh, yeah, very clever. Nick, you're getting good at this, Nick. You've finally caught on after 11 years.
Yeah.
I've got my advisor in front of me.
Kevin All Night Long. Paul Date. Kiss and Tell Bellick.
Linda Magda, yeah. You slay Snickers.
You're very clever.
Very good.
Yeah, very clever. Yeah. Peter Lovenkranz.
Oh, I like that one.
Lovenkranz, very good. Romance City. Charles and Snuggier. Peter Shirtlift. Gary Monk for all the single blokes. Well, we need to get our predictions in for tomorrow's game.
Yes, Cardiff tomorrow. My kids are texting me, "Do you want to go football tomorrow? Do you want to go football tomorrow?" I might nick an hour off work so that I can go tomorrow night. but I will have had my hair put by then.
Good, you look all right, Tramp.
Cardiff tomorrow, right. I'm going to be deadly. Right, it's not heart, it's not head. This is just like, I reckon we're going to win 2-0.
Okay.
Mark Adams.
I'm going to go for 3-1. I think we'll win 3-1.
2-0 I'm with you, then, Nick.
Yeah, 2-0. 2-0 is about fair. Craig Courtney.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to put it out there. 4-0.
Right.
We're going to win 4-0.
Nice one.
Are you going to?
We're due to give somebody a spanking.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you a gambler?
I've been waiting.
You give somebody a spanking.
Spanking on Valentine's Day.
Craig,
Craig,
I've been waiting for ages.
Spanking for 9 years, and you're predicting Nostradamus that it's going to happen tomorrow.
I've been waiting for ages.
Spanking on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Mark in the US of A.
1-0 Blues.
Just a 1-0. And Chris Browne?
Yeah, I'm going to go for 4-1 Blues. A spanking.
Mark, can I? USA, Mark.
Which Mark? Mark USA.
The intelligent one.
How well known is our man Trusty?
This show is so raw. Go on then, off you go.
He's not really talked about much in the circles that we're in. I think just because he doesn't really play for the national team, they don't really focus on him. But I thought he was unlucky not to go to the World Cup. I think if he'd got in that squad, obviously it'd have been a little bit more talked about now. But yeah,
were the football community in America talking when people talk amongst themselves about who should be in and who should be out? Did he get a mention then? Was he talked about in that?
A couple of times on the TV. He was on Fox. They mentioned him, but they always was mentioning him under the Arsenal banner. It was never like, this kid's playing on loan at Birmingham. It was just they got the Arsenal youth player, Aston Trusty. So it was always,
and that will always be the case, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what? We had Ian Danter. We need to get Ian back on the show again. And we had Ian Danter, and I said, why is it all London-centric, Manchester-centric, and Liverpool-centric? All right. And the one-word answer was money.
Yeah.
Money.
Mind you, going back to Trusty.
Who is interested in Birmingham City, who have won one trophy with a trillion trophies name on your stadium? 9 points deduct. Right, yeah, of course. They're interested in that because they want to put you down, right?
Yeah.
But it's about money.
In 1998, I was at the World Cup in France, and a Serbian, I got a Blues T-shirt on, and a Serbian approached me and said, you have big fan. And I said, no, you mean we have lots of fans? No, big fan. And you know who he was talking
about? The big boy, yeah.
Talking about me.
Barry Austin, who's sadly not
Barry
with
Austin.
us.
Yeah. Big Barry.
The whole world knew him.
Yeah.
He knew every football fans all over the world knew about Barry.
Yeah.
And I was amazed. I got talking to this guy, and he said, "Oh yes, he appears on our television quite a lot. Doing documentaries about losing weight. He comes on with his blue shirt on. Amazing,
Yeah.
It's amazing what people remember.
It is, yeah.
We've had over the years some very iconic supporters. One that we had on the show, which we've still got the bird for, Chris, haven't we?
Oh yeah, we still got it somewhere. Yeah.
Was our beautiful scarf lady. I met that lady.
Who was it? Sorry,
scarf lady.
Scarf lady, Carol.
I met that woman on the very first game that I went to in 1973, and I had the joy to sit with her and talk to her on this show. And she was a wonderful, wonderful person. She's now in I believe she's now in an old people's home.
She can't go anymore, can she?
No. But
you know what? I'd do nothing more than to make it happen.
Craig, do you know what this show did?
Yeah.
This show helped that lady to lead our team out.
I would love nothing more
was one of the best moments of my Birmingham City life, I promise you. We did what we could to get that lady, and they took her into a box and she was given the VIP treatment, right? And I am so happy, just as a normal, but I'm just a normal person. I'm no better than anybody else. I'm not, I promise you, right? And I've been so lucky to be a part of this over the last 12, 13 years. But to do something for that woman.
Nick, I'm gonna put it out there now, right? If our friends are listening, that have any contacts at all.
Tracy Hemming has a lot of contact with
Tracy,
or did have.
Tracy Hemming is your one. And Tracy, I love you with all my heart, sweetheart. And I hope Tony is really on the way to recovery. Bless you.
Tracy, if you are in contact and, we could do one thing, I would love nothing more than, and I'll put money towards this.
Yeah,
right?
I think we all will, yeah.
We have tickets donated to us by our friends at Hollywood Monster.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than to give those to Carol for a game down at St Andrews if she can make it, to go with family or anybody else as well. So please, if anybody's in touch, let me know.
I was walking up in between the Cup and the Tilton after the game, right? And I saw this woman with about 100 scars around her. And I said to my dad, I'm a child, I'm a small child with something a long time ago. Who's that? He went, Scarf Lady. So she was known back then as Scarf Lady.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah, no, I'm with you now. Yeah.
Lovely lady. Mad as a box of frogs.
Absolutely, yeah. I was really moved. There was an old lady, 92, who was featured on the club website.
Polly.
Yeah, I saw that. That was brilliant. I tears in my eyes. I mean, she's actually younger than my mother would have been.
Wait, who are we talking about, Alan? I'm really sorry.
I can't remember. What's her name, Mark?
Polly.
Polly.
A lady called Polly. She's 92. She's 75 years season ticket. And then yeah. And she was well looked after.
Yeah, fabulous that was.
Nick, we've got a bit of a trend coming through as we get towards the end of the show with our footballers and Valentine's Day. So I'm going to have to read out. We've got Dairy Boxley Chamberlain.
Oh, seriously?
That's from Jason.
Hot chocolate. Something to get that one.
Some good ones.
Yeah, I banned that. That was Mr. Wilkes. Mr. Wilkes has also come up with Johnny Evans. Jason Hughes, Milk Tray Manson, Mike Woods, Condom Calvin Lewin.
Oh no!
And again, this trend just keeps on going because we've now also got Rubber John Carew.
Oh, that is proper over the top and all of it.
Hey, Hobro, even Ray's jumping in now. We've got
You might say
Tom Dominic Solanke.
Very good.
I missed that one altogether.
Do you realise how much editing this takes me tomorrow? It takes me three times as long as the show does.
We'd love to keep.
I normally start about 9:30. I'll finish about 1 o'clock editing it. Can you imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow?
Well, I won't read out Michael Woods' other one then, so don't worry, and we'll keep it clean for a bit longer.
Nah, keep him in. It goes unedited on YouTube, so it's all right.
Can I go for Willie Bell?
No.
No, you can't.
Probably not.
Can't say that one, Lily. Can't say that one. Can't say that one. Can't say that one. Can't say that one.
Do you know what the best thing is, Chris? Is that the people out there are as mad as we are. And we're just people. We're just people.
Yep. It's
an absolute pleasure.
Okay.
Sitting on my living room floor for the last hour and a half talking to you.
Funny Lou.
Talking to people here.
What's that one?
Funny Lou.
Oh, who said that?
Jim Tony.
You could get together with Nobby Styles.
Right then, Nick.
Oh dear.
Okay, so
what about Luby Donovan?
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
The funniest thing you've ever
It's time to go, Nick, and your challenge is to round it off in 1 minute, starting now.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, back down to St Andrews tomorrow. Sorry, back down to the Blues tomorrow. Cardiff. They're from Wales. We don't care. Let's brush them aside. Wow, I love doing this so much. You know, I just cannot. I wish every night was a Monday night, but it's not. So I'm going to say good night, God bless to Alan Martin.
Good night, God bless, and keep right on.
And I know you love God, Alan, but tell me why there's a lightning conductor in every church in the country.
What?
You don't beat your own up, do you? You know what I mean?
You've got 20 seconds left and you've only done one.
Mark Adams, quick.
Good evening, everyone. Have a good week. Stay safe.
Good evening.
Good evening. It's goodbye.
10 seconds.
Thanks, Courtney.
Craig.
Night all.
Craig Courtney.
Great Courtney. Okay, watch out for some fantastic guests coming up.
Oh, yes.
2 already sorted today. One in a couple of weeks. One a couple of weeks after. Look out for the videos.
United States of America.
Mark.
Night all. Keep right on. Good result tomorrow.
Chris Browne from Solihull.
It's definitely a good night from me.
Chris, is it Solihull or Solihull?
Solihull.
It's Solihull.
After my good self, good night, God bless. It's been a blast again.
We'll support you till the end of the day.